Good morning, folks. Hello, Amit. Hello, Z. Good morning, everybody.
As a regular custom, can you please tell us your name and where you're joining from? Which part of the country, which
Hello,
part of the
Gaurav,
world?
Arvind. Hi, Venkatesh. Hello, Rajiv. Hello, Arvind. Hi, Chop. Hi, Rahul. Good morning, Shakti. Morning, Bhavin. Karsh. Hello, Mohammed. Ishani, how? Bhavin. Good morning. Good morning, Vishwas. Good morning, Gaurav from Bangalore. Kiran from Bangalore. Hi, Dilip. Hi, Sudarshan. Morning, Amit. Hello, Sagar. So how many from Mumbai here? Can you just raise your hand or just say we'll be in Mumbai next month, 8th of March. We are doing a live session, weekend investing hangout. Details will be there soon. Dilip, you can call me Alok. Sir कहने की जरूरत नहीं है. I don't even like that. Nice. Just one more minute and we will start. I'm seeing a lot of people from Bengaluru. Very nice.
Time for another hangout in Bangalore.
Kolkata. Hi, Senthil. Roshan from Bangalore. Hi, good morning. From Rajiv from Pune. Z says I am from India. Very good. Antonio is from Noida. Is Noida some different place from Noida?
Alok, meantime, can you please refresh this slide once? Just once. Yeah. Should be good. Yeah.
Okay, should we start now? Oh, acha. Okay. Antonio says Noida is slang for Noida. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Okay. So let's start now. So good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining on a Saturday morning. I hope the markets are treating you well. We, as momentum investors, should not have any reason for any complaint from the markets or from any strategy as such. This is the prime time that we are having, and of course it will not remain like this always. So this we must keep in our mind, that what we are witnessing right now is something special, and there will be other phases of the market also, which we have to embrace different types of markets, so that overall we get a outcome which is desirable. So last year has been 60, 80, 100% kind of returns. In the current financial year, every financial year will not be like this. There will be financial years where we will be in double digit negative also. There will be some frustrating flat years also. So we are very lucky that this year we are having a fantastic run. And as I always say, you need to see things from a longer perspective, so that in whatever time period you choose, whether it is 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you will have one or more of such cycles playing in your favor. If you come in for 2 years, you may be lucky to get one, but then you may be unlucky if those 2 years are just dud years. There are so many in the last 20 years. If you see, there will be so many periods where nothing happened for 2-3 years. So if you come into the market, get frustrated in 2-3 years, that market is not doing well, my strategy is not doing well, and you move out, you will find that in the next couple of years, the market will do really well, because that is the nature of the market, that the market will keep going up and down in cycles. And if I spend just 2 more minutes on this nature, the nature of the markets, everybody has the different concept of market, in the sense, the same stock, the same earnings, the same setup, the same manufacturing, everything is same, but everybody has a different price point for it. And when most of the buyers and sellers for this moment are able to agree that, okay, we will agree that ITC will be worth 440 today, that's the price you get at that moment. So it's always a very dynamic situation. There are people who are looking at it, next year it will be 550. There are people who are saying, no, it will be 350. And that is what makes the market. And market is a very, very dynamic and delicate balance. Just in a second, you can see the balance can go off. When we are seeing things happening on Paytm Bank, a banking license, payments banking license given by RBI, who would think that, that can be taken away? Right? So there are things that happen in the market which we don't calculate or put into our Excel sheets when we are doing earnings valuations and all those kind of things. But life is not Excel sheet. Life is reality, what is happening. And if price is telling you that something's going wrong, it is giving you a heads up that something may go wrong. And exactly that's what happens at most times. So there is one theoretical part of the market which you can follow, and then there is a practical actual real life part of the market, which is Bhao Bhagwan Che, which we follow. So this is the primary sort of difference in approach that we have. Nifty, yesterday, Friday, February 2nd, made another attempt at a new high. It came off a little bit towards the end, but the run after October to December was about 3,000 points. And Nifty has spent, let's say, 4 or 5 weeks in consolidation after that. It is not really dropping. It is consolidating. So my expectation would be that there will be another run after this consolidation is over. And maybe it will, for the interim or for what's called intermediate top, somewhere near election day, maybe in May. Although I've already said that guesses and probability and forecasting is useless, but my personal sort of speculative gut feel bet is that we reach 25,000 by May. Nifty monthly, however, has made on January a doji pattern. What is a doji pattern? We did a candlestick report on the blog on the app recently, which explained how to read candlesticks. If you have not seen those two videos, please do and see this. This is very, very useful. So I'll give you this example. So we had this doji. What is doji? Doji is open and closes at the same point for the month. So here also for January, open and close was at the same point. And usually, whenever you will see doji candles, it will be the end of trend. So maybe you can see, this candle right here. It was end of this trend, and it moved up beyond that. So there is a possibility that this is an end of this trend right now, and market may come off. We will only come to know in a couple of months for this. If we take the bottom of the month out on the downside, then it will be sort of a confirmation that that intermediate trend has ended. If we take the high of this candle out, then of course the continuation of the trend is happening. But a lot of times that, doji is not a confirmation, it is a probability, right? So look at it in that way. So from that perspective, January 2024 candle was not good. But if we see in the perspective of the last few months before that, then it could be a doji candle like this, which is in continuation. So market was moving up ferociously. You had a doji, but it still kept on moving ferociously upwards. The yearly chart has just started, so no point of talking about the yearly chart yet. But the amazing part is that for the last 8 years, excuse me, for the last 8 years, we've not had a red year. I mean, isn't that just amazing that you come to the market and you invest, and you just by the nature of the market, the way the market is going, you go up. So no brainer in terms of coming to the market and doing that. And that has changed pretty much since 2008, when easy money policy and a lot of funds got created. And you had just had one 2015 down year, that also was not down by any significant extent, and 2011. So I mean, we are in a very different world right now than what we were at earlier, for sure. Small caps have taken the lead in this current rally from 8,500 just less than 1 year back. We are at 15,000, so almost we'll be reaching a doubling of index. And from June 2022, we've already sort of doubled since then, which is quite remarkable. Mid caps also are going up in a similar light. There is no weakness on these charts. Monthly charts have closed, weekly charts have closed at all-time high, and even on the small caps, an amazing run here. And you can see long-legged candles here weekly, which are always supportive of the trend on the other side. Dollar index, which measures the dollar strength versus the top global currencies, is gaining ground. And this is one reason that could be, since the beginning of January, dollar index has been going up and Nifty has stayed flat. So that is one reason why emerging markets will look for weakness in dollar index. So whenever you will find that dollar index is weakening, you will find emerging markets do very, very well. And you can see October onwards, dollar index was falling, and we had a blast in the emerging markets on the upper side. Now let's look at the January benchmark and strategies performance. Small cap 250, 7.3% up in the last 1 month. Mid and small cap up 5.6%. Nifty up 3.7%. CNX 500 very surprisingly up only 1.9%. And Nifty next 50. I am so sorry. I'm getting a cold. Nifty next 50 virtually at zero. This is very, very surprising that Nifty next 50 stocks have not been able to do anything in this last 1 month. Weekend investing strategies, what should I say? I mean, this is bumper performance. MI20 17% up. MIMT all cap 14.7% up. MI35 14% up. MIATH, ATH2 12 and 11% up. Evergreen 10% up. Just remarkable performance all through, all beating their benchmarks by a wide margin. And staying with the strategy, staying disciplined is the mantra that will get us that alpha over the benchmark that we look for. It is a very peaceful way of investing, no tension, no worrying about anything at all. I mean, it's just sort of automatic. That's what is happening. PSU banks in January 24 up by 12%. So that is leading the entire segment. Energy and public sector enterprise also up 10%. Real estate up 7.8%. Infra up 7%. Pharma up 5%. These were the ones that did really well, along with autos. What did not do well this month was FMCG, banking services, financial services, and media, of course, led by ZTele. Metals also were flat, Nifty 50 was flat, so on and so forth. You can see some sector charts here. I won't spend too much time on this. Commodities at a new high, real estate very much intact at near new highs, metals making a new move at new highs, autos doing very well at new highs. I mean, this is a spectacular and special period that we are witnessing right here. FMCG has taken some beating in the last 1 month, but not so far from all-time highs. And just look at public sector enterprise stocks; it's going exponential right now. Energy stocks also going exponential. So a lot of folks fear when stocks are going up. My only submission is don't fear what things that are going up, fear what is going down. Because what is going up has probability that it will go up further. What is coming down has high probability that it will go down further. So don't fear what's telling you that it is going up. Yes, eventually some things may fall, but that's what your rules are for. That's what your discipline is going to come into play, that you will get out when the need comes. But if you are doing discretionary investing and you find that your stock is suddenly doubled, don't fear it. I mean, you should be enjoying that ride. And if something has gone down 20-30%, you should be fearing that what if it comes down 80%. So you have to make this change in your psychology. And I keep repeating this, and I can keep repeating this all my rest of my life, that 99% of the people are looking at the markets in the wrong way, assuming that anything that comes down has to go up. No, it doesn't happen that way. A lot of things that come down never go up again. And that's what you need to imbibe in your psychology. Nifty Pharma also doing extremely well. After so many years, Nifty Pharma is breaking out and is going up. Nifty IT is gaining ground. Nasdaq is actually suddenly doing very well. You've seen what happened with Meta and some other stocks recently, Nvidia, and in our educational US portfolio, we have those stocks, and that portfolio is doing amazingly well. So Nifty IT is doing quite well, very near its prior highs. Spotlight for this live session is going to be on one stock and one strategy. So JBMA is our spotlight stock in MI35. We had bought this in March 2023, currently holding. It's a three bagger. It has tripled from where we bought it. The whole idea of showcasing this is that you have to allow your winners to run. Don't curtail their journey, because you don't know which is that stock or which are those 2-3 stocks within your portfolio which are going to give you the maximum gain of the portfolio. Again, Pareto's rule will be applicable. So if you have 20 stocks, 20-80 rule will come through. 4 stocks or somewhere around that will give you the maximum push to your portfolio. Rest will be just mediocre. So if you curtail those 4 stocks itself, then your entire portfolio becomes very mediocre. So you have to allow your winners to run. Set your brain aside and don't believe about valuation and P's and all those kind of things that you keep hearing all day on TV and from everybody. That is the reason that most people are unable to outperform. 99% people, I would say, don't outperform in the market because of their own personal bias and because of the narrative that goes around everywhere on that. So this strategy MI35 is a small cap strategy. It has done extremely well in every time frame since it went live, and you can see the kind of alpha it has generated over its benchmark. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Not just in this market, but even over a longer period of time. That's how it will perform, and you have to remain disciplined and make sure that you just follow strategy, and that's what will take care of it. 244 is the outcome versus 169. It's just brilliant. So this is the strategy in case somebody would like to subscribe to this. This has 35 stocks, very well diversified. See, always remember, any advisor who's giving you a concentrated portfolio of 10-15 small cap stocks is actually not making proper risk adjustments or making sure that the portfolio is diversified. You can do those 10-15 stocks if it is large cap in nature, but in small cap stocks, if you have 10-15 kind of stocks, it is extremely risky, because small caps, when they fall, they will fall like 9 pins, and you need to have diversified small cap allocation in that to have some buffer in that particular fall. So be wary of that. So now let's open up the forum for questions. Please ask your questions in the comment section starting now, and we will take them up one by one from here. So 11:18 onwards, I will take all the questions. I will not be going back in the comments before.
If you've already sent your questions before, please do copy
Please
paste.
repeat them. So Vyom says, Hudko analysis, it's a momentum stock. So I want to dispel this notion that something is a momentum stock and something is not a momentum stock. Please make this clarity in your mind that every stock, when it will make you money, it will have momentum in it. You identified the best of value stock, but it is not moving. So what will it be? It's a value stock. Okay, fine. Now it starts to move. Now it has become a momentum stock. So anything that will make you money is a momentum stock, if you want to classify it this way. So don't classify any stock that this is momentum, this is value. It will not happen. Even value has to become momentum to make you money. So momentum is pervasive. Without momentum, you cannot make any money in the market. And I'm not just talking about momentum in price, momentum in margins, momentum in market share, momentum in earnings, momentum in ROC, whatever criteria you may use. This will have to be a momentum driven success for you. So Hudco is there in a couple of our strategies. It is very much a great momentum stock right now. And again, I say the stock is in momentum, not momentum stock. Okay. Dilip says, what is the difference between MI35 or HNI strategy? So the difference is that HNI strategy, HNI Wealth Builder, is a absolute momentum strategy, number one. So if market goes down, it will go to cash. MI35 is a rotational momentum strategy. It will never go to cash, but it will rotate into the most defensive stocks in that time, or the best performing of the lot in that time. So there is a complete difference of the style of momentum between the two. And of course, HNI strategy is also more well diversified across up to 50 stocks, whereas MI35 is up to 35 stocks, and MI35 is only small caps, whereas HNI strategy is mid cap and small cap. So there is a lot of difference between the two strategies. So I hope I've been able to clear this question. Kiran says, can we compare this bull run with 2003 to 2007 rally? Yes, why not? I mean, we have had fantastic bull run in 2003, 2007, but we are nowhere close to what kind of gains that happened in that time. So 2003 Nifty was probably around 1000, and by 2007 December or 2008 January it was 6200. So we went up 6 times in that bull run. Here, even if we take the pre-COVID top, that was 12,000 Nifty, 6 times on 12,000 will make it 72,000, right? Or if you wish, you can take the COVID bottom at 7,500. 7 times on that also takes you beyond 50,000. So far, if you see, we are, yes, on course. If Nifty doubles from here in the next year or two, yes, we will be very much comparable to 2003, 2007 rally. 2003, 2007 rally, if you go back, you will see all emerging markets did very well. Dollar index was falling. A lot of funds was coming to emerging markets. It was not just a India phenomena. It was a global emerging market bull run of the kind which is difficult to replicate. But right now, the one that is going, we are pretty much on course on that. Ayush says, how can we find and rank the stocks as per the strongest momentum? So you will have to design your strategy because there is no one way of doing this. I mean, if you, let's say you take a 12-month ROC, or somebody may take a RSI based momentum ranking, or somebody may do a some percentage from 200-day moving average ranking. So there are so many ways of doing ranking. You will have to design your way. Find the data. If you are a amateur investor just starting out, you can use the data from Google, etc. When you become a more serious investor, you will need professional data services to get very clean data, and which is adjusted for bonus splits, survivorship bias, etc., etc. So all this can be done, but it will require a lot of effort. And if you don't want to put any efforts, weekend investing strategies can be followed very easily. How to get this strategy? All are not available at small case, says Rahul. Which strategy are you talking about? All strategies are available at small case. MI20 is currently closed for new subscription. HNI Wealth Builder is closed for new subscription, but all other strategies are currently open. Z says, last live session I attended but missed these queries. Please suggest some learning material on momentum investing. What can be exit criteria? So learning material is available on the web. There are books by Wes Gray. There is book by Antonacci, Gary Antonacci. There is book by uh, you can do trend following, or books by I'm forgetting the name,
Oh, is
and
this Tony Poe?
Andrew
Andrew Clem.
Clenau, Michael Cowell trend books you can read. You can also read Market Wizards. All these books are good to get that flavor as to how to follow trends and create strategies. Exit criteria can be, as I said, could be any. You could design as per your liking. You could say, if stock drops 20%, I'll get out. If stock drops below so much RSI, I'll get out. If stocks drop below ATR, I will get out. If stocks drops below 200 DMA, I will get out. So again, exit criteria is not one. Just like in fundamental investing, how do you exit? There are 50,000 ways. Similarly, like this, there is no one way. Vipul says, any upcoming video on options? So options is not our mainstay. So our focus really is not on doing option strategies, but we have some legacy products in Stairs where we do options strategy, where we try to have a options buying strategy on Nifty. We have a option selling strategy on Nifty, which tries to uh, gather premium every month, every week rather. And there is a expiry strategy which only plays expiry of Nifty and Fin Nifty. So all those details are available through the Stairs hub. For the links we can share in the comments. Parikshit, you can share the link there.
Sure.
Sagar says, I was wondering why did we exit from PNB? So the why is something that is, in the domain of discretionary investors who say that, okay, I'm exiting because of XYZ reason. We exit because the system has exited. The parameters of price action have not been sufficient enough to stay inside, or other stocks within the same group have done better, and hence they need to replace what is not doing so well. So and there will be so many instances where we will get out, but we will get in again at some point. Maybe we will lose some amount of gain in that period, but in non-discretionary investing, all that is part of the game. Samkit says, when can we have something similar to HNI Wealth Builder strategy? So I won't say similar, but a large and mid cap strategy is in the works, and we should be releasing that in the current month itself. Shailaditya Biswas says, why are oil refinery stocks going up? I think the margins are huge right now. I am no fundamental analyst, so don't take my word for it. But because oil prices had cooled off, but our government did not take the prices down, and hence the refining margin that they currently enjoy are very, very large, refining as well as marketing. But you'll need to ask a fundamental analyst what is their view on this. And I can only say that the price is fantastic, the price action, and we are uh, following that. Sajesh says, will you open MI20? Yes, we will open. We have never had any strategies which are closed forever. Earlier also MI25, MI all cap, MIATH were closed for some time. We just don't want overcrowding in any strategy, so that the current users are not impacted because of overcrowding. Whenever you will have overcrowding, and too much AUM starts riding the same stocks, you will have slippages and a poor experience in terms of running it. So at the cost of giving up some revenue, we are happy to make sure that our current users don't face those kind of things. As and when some users will fall off because of XYZ reasons, we will open it some slots again. So maybe next financial year there may be some openings there. But MI20, MI35 is open, and MI35 is doing extremely well also. So MI35 is a great replacement strategy for small caps if you want to go for that. Or in general, if you want to see any all cap strategy, MIMT all cap is also doing extremely well. Z says, in a black swan event, how weekend investing portfolios will be affected? What can be maxed out on in my MI20 portfolio? See, black swan is something that nobody can predict. That's why it's a black swan. What if something there's a nuclear bomb that Russia and USA exchange tomorrow? Everything is over then. What will you protect? What happens if somebody bombs the exchange and the recovery site tomorrow? The exchange will be closed for the next 6 months. You cannot make any prediction about what will be maxed out on. But in history, whatever black swans have happened in the last 20, 30 years, be prepared for your portfolio to go down by 20, 30, 40, 50%. That is the kind of range that has been seen. But nobody can say what will happen tomorrow. Aditya says, what are your views on PSU bank rally? So my views, let me make it a disclaimer that my views does not make any difference in terms of whether we will have those PSU banks in our strategies, or we will buy or we will sell. My views are my views, and they are not influencing the strategy as such. So the popular view now is that PSU banks are still very undervalued versus private banks, and private banks and have henceforth stopped going up because public sector banks are picking up. So usually that is the case. One section of the industry, once it becomes under-owned, underappreciated, the rally comes there, and it's like a relay race. How holding companies at one point of time were being given 60% discount because it's holding company, it can never sell. But just look at Tata Invest now, or other JSW holding, how they're doing. So market changes its mood about things over a period of time. There may have been a mood uh, in the last decade that the government companies don't do well. There is lethargy there is no new investment, they are only bleeding public money. But that view has changed now. People are looking optimistically at government organizations. There is good focus by the government to divest, or to for these companies to do well. So that has changed the game for a lot of these companies. And maybe I don't know about the valuation front, but maybe some will go towards some overvaluation, which may seem to be overvaluation. But the same thing happened in private banks also. Nobody was questioning why HDFC Bank was at 4 times book when no other international bank is more than 2 times book. So because it was giving everybody returns, nobody was questioning it. Now it has fallen a little bit, so now nobody wants to touch it. So all this keeps happening, and don't worry about it. Just follow price action. If PSU bank rally starts to sputter, we will get out of all of them. Can I start SIP in MI35, says Devesh? Yes, you can, anytime. No problem at all. The best time to start a SIP was yesterday. The next best time is today. Yatin says, you said about caution at these level. What are the various hedges and risk mitigation options at this moment with weekend invest strategies? Do we book partial profits or invest in gold? Invest in gold. Just invest in gold. Have diversified asset allocation. Don't worry about anything else. One of my friends was telling, invest 50% in gold, invest 50% in equity, and just sleep. And ensure that your equity portfolio is following some decent strategy. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. And I concur with his view that nothing else is needed actually for an Indian investor. 50% in equity strategy that makes sure you will get out of losers and stay in winners, and 50% in gold, and you are sorted. How momentum strategy works in volatile markets. So please go to weekendinvesting.com. There is a tool which has plotted the last 7-8 years of how weekend investing strategies have done. You can go through small cap strategies, large cap strategies, all cap strategies, and see how they've done in volatile periods, and you will get your answer. Sudarshan says, as rebalance, you added power stock when it doubled. Do you think it should have been identified earlier? Now risk of top out. So, Sudarshan, the identification is not because at some point we realize that, oh, power stocks are going up. The identification is because that stock is telling us that I'm going up and I may go up further. It may not go up further. That is for sure. I mean, there is always that risk of top out. But the entire thesis is that, momentum sustains for some time. So there could be late entries, yes, for sure, because we are not in the early stage of a bull run. We are in a more mature stage of the bull run. So whatever picks that will come now would have already doubled, tripled, and we will have to take that risk. There is no way we can now identify stocks that have not moved, because the ones that have not moved till now are actually probably the laggards of the market. And those are actually the most riskier bets. So whenever you are following a strategy, don't try to think why now. I mean, we've bought stocks after they've tripled also, and from there they have tripled again. That has also happened in the past. So this risk needs to be taken as a momentum investor. Priyanka says, can one start with a small amount and then invest a lump sum after a few months? Yes. I would suggest that you start with at least 2 lakhs, and then you can gradually either sip your way up, or you can add lump sums after that. Or if in some strategy, it may be possible even to start with 1 lakh of rupees and then gradually go up. But don't start with a very, very small amount, because you need to make that first investment of the whole portfolio to start. Imran says, good evening from Melbourne. Good evening, sir. Please let me know if there are tools to measure the rate of change other than Excel sheet and chart indicators, which is the best measure of rate of change. So the rate of change is basically just a numerical calculation. So you can do it in Excel, or you could use a Metastock for it, or you could use ME Broker for it. You could use some. There are so many new tools which I don't even know about. So it is just calculating. Screener you can use. You can use Google Finance and make it in Google Sheets.
Figure table.
It is just comparing today's rate versus 1 year back, or whatever is the period that you have. So from that perspective, that is not much of a challenge here. Rahul says, small case, I can see only 3, MI NNF 10, MI India top 10, and MI Evergreen. I'm not sure where you're watching. Go to weekendinvesting.smallcase.com. Parikshit will give the link in the comments. Please go to that website and you'll get all these strategies there. Navis says, USD INR has served as a natural hedge during recessions. How can currency hedge be incorporated in the strategies? So strategies cannot incorporate it, but you can always incorporate it outside as an asset allocation. You can buy gold in INR, and the USD INR hedge is already inbuilt into it. So you will always have the currency hedge inbuilt into your overall portfolio, or you can go for MI Evergreen, which has 25% allocation to gold, and hence you have that hedge. Vyom says, in what times momentum investing underperforms? There is no specific reason for that, but there will be times when, maybe market is very, very flat and choppy, where you will get momentum entries, but you will get exits also very soon. So entry exit, that will be the chopping around, that will create some underperformance in more flattish markets. If market is trending upwards, no problem at all. Amit says, in MIMT all cap, is there an internal limit on different caps? Can all stocks become large cap or small cap if filters force to it? No, all caps will not become large cap or small cap. There are limits on that. Arvind says, Chinese stocks are down by 35%. What is your opinion in accumulating few units in ETF? Any plans of starting a basket in weekend on Chinese stocks? So no, sir, we don't have any plans for Chinese stocks, and we have no, I would say, strategy of buying stocks that are falling. That is totally against our basic thesis that we want to buy stocks which are rising. If Chinese stocks are down 30-35%, we don't even want to touch them with a barge pole, even if we were looking at a Chinese market. Let those stocks tell us what they want to do on the upside, then we will buy them. We have Meta in our US educational portfolio. We have Nvidia, we have AMD. Those kind of stocks are there, and they are running like mad in that. So why do we want to buy stocks that are going down? This, again, I'm saying, as a momentum investor, you will need to change your psychology. You can't be a value investor and a momentum investor, or at least it will be very difficult for you to have these two silos together, where half of your brain is telling you buy when it is going down, half of your brain is telling you buy when it is going up. You will be an utterly confused investor. So please wash out all these notions of being a momentum investor and trying to buy low. These two can't coexist. Akshit says, MITH is finally showing good momentum, but it recently went to 20% cash last week at the heights of good momentum. Can you shed some light on the algo or reasoning? So if there are no stocks that are available which will satisfy all the criteria, the strategy will remain in cash. I think last week there were no stocks which fulfilled all the criteria of ATH, which is not just price. I mean, it is also volume. It is also how those prices have risen. So now this week again it is going to zero cash. It is adding on two more stocks on it. Yatin says, when will we get to meet you in person in Pune? So Yatin, Pune will come at some point of time, but Mumbai, if you can travel to Mumbai, we are there on March 8th. Details will be there soon. Pune we will do some other time, hopefully soon. Devesh says, can I start a SIP in MI30? Yes, you can. I think I've already answered that. Which MI strategy to combine with MI India top 10? So MI India top 10 is purely Nifty stocks, and it is doing extremely well. It is an underrated strategy, I would say, from our bouquet. This year it is up by some 50+% on Nifty, whereas Nifty is up only 25%. To combine this, you can add a mid and small cap strategy, or an all cap strategy, or you could look at purely small cap also. MI35 is also a good bet to go along with this. Newton says, I'm MI20 subscriber. I see last month PSU Bank runs the most, but there is no stock or PSU Bank sector in MI20. Again, it is all dependent upon how the ranking will be. If PSU banks run hard enough that they are able to displace other stocks that are also running very hard, only then PSU banks will come into the MI20. It is all automated. There is no discretion that I'm having, that whether I like PSU banks or not, that makes no difference. Rudra says, I'm having ATH2 and all cap to diversify, thinking to allocate little bit in small cap, which will complement. MI35, sir, straight away. No question about it. MI35 is a great small cap strategy. Sukhdev says, I have MI20, NNF10. Is there any other strategy to diversify my portfolio? So you have large and mid, you have MI and NNF10. You could possibly add top 10 to this mix and get that Nifty large cap, super large cap exposure also. If you wish, you could also do evergreen to get gold hedge at top 200, but there will be some overlap with NNF10 in MI evergreen. Leshram says, should we diversify our portfolio to S&P 500 ETF or Nasdaq, etc.? Yes, why not? I mean, you can diversify your portfolio. It's always good to have more diversification across different markets. So yes, you can do that. Bhakti says MI35 is not showing in Zerodha small case. So you can go to weekendinvesting.smallcase.com and use from there. We'll check out why it is not showing in the Zerodha small case. Vijay says, do you have any plans to launch a combined strategy small case? So I think what you mean by that is a multiple strategies within one subscription. So we've asked small case for this many times, but their platform is not capable of doing this right now. They had some legacy advisors who they did this for, but later on they have not done it for anybody. So that currently is not available. But for universal strategies, we will try to come up with some basket strategy, small subscriptions. Shashank says, how does one plan partial exits in momentum small case? Should it be at the basket level or look at stock exits? So always do partial exits on a total small case level, basket level. Don't be selective because we don't know which stock is going to be the best winner in the next 3 months. So let's not try to be discretionary in an indiscretionary environment. And there is a do a partial exit button in your small case app. So when you do that, it will ask you how much quantum you want to partially exit. If you have 10 lakhs, you may say 1 lakh, and it will proportionately allocate 1 lakh for exit. So that's very, very simple to do that. Rohit says, do weekend investing strategy algorithms keep learning and evolving over time, or logic remains the same? We are very slow moving strategy algorithm. Continuously learning is more applicable for high frequency trading, but for our level of frequency, which is once a week, once a month kind of rebalance, the market pretty much remains the same. So our strategies have remained the same since inception. Akshay says, what are the exit rules one should follow? I've I think covered this question before. You can look at the recording in case. How is backtesting done for small cases? How do you decide stock constituents, buy and sell to decide returns? So if you give me the Coca-Cola formula, I will exchange it with my formula, how I do this. I will not be able to delve on this more. Devesh says, how can I start SIP in MI35? So you need to first buy the first lot of MI35, all stocks, minimum requirement. And then you can, from there on, you can start the SIP in MI35. If you have any issue, you can reach out to our support team. We will help you, no problem. Rajiv says, how to rebalance the weight of MI strategy? It is not automatically getting rebalanced during weekly rebalance. You can drop us a mail mentioning exactly what you mean by this. There is a customization tool which is available when you are rebalancing. When you do the rebalance, it says, do you wish to customize? So you can customize and set the weights in case you want to tinker with those weights and not go with the recommended weights. But to get more clarity on your question, please drop us a mail. Ravi says, do we need to add funds for the drawdown that we encounter, or drawdown is included? So capital, what we show as capital is basically start at 100 and goes to 80, goes to 120. It's the same capital. You are not required to add more capital. But if you wish to add more during drawdown, that is the best time to add more capital. Okay. Sandeep says, I want to join your small case. From which product should I start? You can start with India Top 10. That is the Nifty product that we have. Vyom says, do we have to balance momentum portfolio with a value portfolio? From my perspective, no, it is not required. any stock which has value will have to come into momentum to make you money. So it's better to stay in momentum. Rajan says, can I continue the SIP even after it reaches the recommended limit for that strategy? I would recommend that you don't go beyond that too much. You diversify. You make sure that your money is diversified across strategies. So going beyond recommended limits is not recommended. Adesh says, should I go ahead now to invest more as the market is at all-time high, or take a pause for now? I wish I knew the answer, where the market will top out, where the market will make a all-time high. So the whole idea is that we don't know what's going to happen. So continue with your plan. If you are going to invest gradually every month, please keep doing so. There is nobody who can give you a correct answer of what is that right time you should have invested more. Rajiv says, what is the plan of HNI Wealth Builder 2 launch date? Plan is, Parikshit, the plan was end of this month or in March?
Yeah, I think
HNI
this
Wealth
was
Builder 2?
in March.
March. Okay, so next month we will have this launch, definitely much before the financial year closing. Parag says, why does small case make it mandatory to buy subscriptions on autopay? Not a hassle to renew once a year. Plus, they don't allow many cards. Can you please provide them feedback to simplify? So what they have figured out is that autopay is the simplest way to make sure that you have continuity. A lot of folks forget renewing, and it creates issues in terms of going from one subscription to the other. And at the same time, let me also make it very, very clear, because a lot of people don't know about this. Even if you are on autopay and your subscription renews and you did not want to renew your subscription, you can let us know. We will refund your money. Within 48 hours of your auto renewal, if you don't want to continue your subscription, you can just drop us a mail. We will refund your money. There is no risk of any kind. You can also go to your small case app and delete the autopay at any point of time, so that next time it doesn't do it automatically, if that gives you more peace at mind. So either way, I mean, whether you want to keep it on auto renew or you want to delete your auto renew, it is not a question at all. And even if it auto renews and you don't want it, you can let us know and we will refund you the money. So not an issue at all. We will definitely give them more feedback about which all cards to do. That is something that is the regulator and the platform decides, where we don't have much of a role, but we will definitely give the feedback. I've already answered MI35. Go to weekendinvesting.smallcase.com. Are you planning to bring any new strategy which covers only mid cap? So right now we don't have any only mid cap strategy. From the studies that we've done, mid caps by themselves have not had such a fantastic performance, but clubbed with large or clubbed with small, the performance really does well. So that's where we are on that. How to earn money when market is not in momentum? I think you can try for a job or some business at that point of time, because when there is no momentum, nothing will make you money from the market. Any style of investing will not do anything in that period. So people should not be looking for regular income from equity market. This is one area where a lot of people give up their jobs and start in the market. That market, I will be making money every month and my house will run on that. Please don't do that. Please keep excelling in whatever work you are doing in your profession, in your business, and don't jump in full time into the markets unless you have that kind of a fallback, that if markets don't give you any money for 3 years, you are well secured. So that's my take on how to earn money when not in markets. Which MI strategy to combine with MI top 10? Already answered. Okay. Mr. Venkat says, I have subscribed MIMT All Cap 6 months ago. Can you suggest what is the ideal time period to stay? 5 years, sir. It is not a small cap strategy, it's an all cap strategy. So if you were wanting to go into small cap, this is not the perfect strategy for that. Maybe you meant small case here. Yeah. Mr. Samkit Malu says, you did not even care to put my questions up there. I'm sorry if your question has not come. I am going serially from 11:18 onwards, and I have 6 minutes left. Whatever questions will come in my queue, I will be able to take them up. If your question does not get answered, please drop us a mail. We will try to answer it. Anonymous questions I will not take. Sakti Sharup says, is profit booking necessary while investing through small case? No, it is a self-creating, self-fulfilling process. So stocks will automatically run and you will be able to uh, book profits once they exit. But whenever you like, you can do partial exit in case you're not feeling comfortable with your stock, your portfolio having gone up 100% or something like that. You can always take off and fulfill some of your goals. No problem with that.
Alok, just a minute. Sankit Malu had asked some time ago, when can we have something similar to the HNI Wealth Builder itself in that segment?
I already answered that we are coming up with the second
I think I was
HNI wealth.
referring to the mid and small cap segment, I guess. I mean,
Oh, okay. Uh, Second, HNI wealth builder, similar to wealth builder, is going to be difficult because we need to cover the other parts of the market first. But let's see how the product development goes. No problem at all. Retired person question was there. Yeah, Ganesh. Which strategy would you recommend for retired person with lump sum amount from PPF? So you could look at all cap strategy, or you could look at India top 10, NNF 10 on this, and bring in your money gradually. You'll need to talk to your financial advisor how much allocation towards equity he or she may recommend to you, and accordingly you can invest in this. Uh, Last 4 minutes. Dipesh says, why a stock which was common in all cap and MI20 was exited from MI20, but all cap still holds it? Because these are two different strategies. They have different exit rules. And MI20 being rotational, if other stocks have done well, they will come and replace those stocks. All cap is absolute, so absolute will stay with the stock until the stock really does something bad. Breaking Bad says, and my request is please put your formal names in your logins, because otherwise I will never come to know your names. But Breaking Bad says, is it safe to allocate 100% in momentum investing out of equity part? I think it is quite safe. I've been doing it for more than a decade and I'm quite loving it. Sarath says, new to investing, subscribe to India Top 10 and invested this week. If I have to subscribe to another two small cases, what would you recommend? I would recommend you can also add NNF 10 and you can add MI35. Will all cap be closed in future with the new large and mid cap strategy in pipeline? No, all cap is not going to be closed because of something else. It will get closed in case we get overwhelmed with people in it, which happened in 2021. Right now, it is comfortable. What percentage of weekend investors are from Goa? I am not immediately aware of this percentage, but I don't think there will be too many. But if you are from Goa, thank you for giving enjoyment to the rest of the country whenever we come there. And we will try to give you a distribution of wherein weekend investors are next time. Parikshit, let's do this exercise and we can
we already
have
have
this.
it. I mean, maybe we can
Okay.
just, if you can send me an email, we'll be able to send it across.
The next time, let's also on this session, we can have some statistics of that kind.
Yeah,
Parag
sure.
says, MI25 performance has been great, but I made money. I made more money in values picks like ITC. Congratulations. I find it difficult to create big positions in subscription stocks. Any solutions here? I think you can go 100% in ITC and maybe it will make you a lot more money. I can't comment on that, but uh, you know, this is a survivorship bias error that you're making just because one stock has made you allocated a lot of amount to one stock and it happened to be the right time, you may feel that that is the way to go. But again, you have to learn by experience. If you find that you are able to pick stocks and be concentrated in them, why not? That's a very great strategy. I think who's that? Monish Pabrai, great fund manager. He has only four stocks, some rain industries and two, three other four stocks. And he believes only in 25% allocation to one stock and 100% concentrated to four stocks. So, I mean, it works well for him. He's a billionaire. So, it can work well for others also. Rahul says, how to invest in gold? You have some strategy. So, using strategy, you can invest in MI Evergreen or NG 50/50, the free strategy, and that will give you exposure to gold. Or you can go to the market, go to MMTC and buy some gold coins or physical gold. You can go to sovereign gold bonds, can be bought on the exchange itself. NK says, is it the trend that after 1 year peak of interest, is it trend that after 1 year peak of interest rates, market crash? No, there is no such study that I have come across. But the study that you need to see is that whenever interest rates start to drop, markets would have picked out for intermediate time frame. So the common notion that when interest rates fall, then market goes up, that is wrong. Markets go up preempting when the interest rates will fall, and usually when interest rates fall, market will go sideways or down. That has been the trend. Uh, do you have any rotational strategies? And this will be the last question, please. Do you have any rotational momentum strategies for all cap? So we don't have one, I think, for all cap, but we have rotational strategies for mid and small. We have rotational strategies for Nifty. We have rotational strategies for NNF, for Nifty Next 50 and 200 also. But for all cap, we don't have a rotational strategy. Maybe we will design one and offer you soon. I have plenty more questions, but I'm sorry I've run out of time. Please drop in your questions on our email. If you've not downloaded the app so far, please download the app. Lot of content, lot of rich content where you can learn a lot of things about the market is coming there every day. We are making a lot of efforts towards those content pieces. Would like to hear from you whether you're liking it or not, whether we should continue them or not. Do keep sending us feedback on everything, on our support, on chat, on email. Wherever you find any discrepancies or shortfalls, please let us know so that we can improve. There is always scope for improvement in every direction. So your active participation as a weekend investor will really help us and in turn will help you also. So thank you so much for joining on this Saturday morning, and I will see you next month. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Akash has a very interesting question. What is your net worth and why are you doing this weekend investing? I'll leave the question right there.
So rest of you, if your question remains unanswered,